The forest stood still, its silence heavy, its stillness thick with anticipation. The canopy above had been bear witness to an event so rare, so powerful, it transcended the usual rhythm of the wild. Underneath a twisted old tree, its roots clutching at the sky, a wounded wolf had limped across the rocky earth. Her leg was torn, the sinews and muscles exposed, blood marking every step. In the intricate tapestry of the wild, such injuries are often fatal. Most animals, upon sustaining such a wound, would collapse, given in to the throbbing pain, let the jungle decide their fate. But this wolf did not. With what seemed like the last ounce of strength, she dragged herself forward, eyes locked on a specific spot under that moss-covered tree. And no one could understand why, neither the curious monkeys from the canopy nor the watchful birds of prey circling above. No one knew the reason behind her struggle until she began to dig. Her claws tore into the packed soil, each movement sending fresh pain surging through her body. But she didn't cry out. She dug as if something vital, perhaps something more profound than life itself, was buried beneath ours. Crawled by, the sun climbed high in the sky, then began its slow descent. Birds circled overhead, their cries echoing her solitude. Small, shy creatures peeked from behind leaves, watching the drama unfold. The forest held its breath. Something ancient, primal, almost forgotten was happening before their eyes. A testament to the raw will to survive, to the depths of maternal instinct, an ode to the tenacity of life itself. Finally, as if in response to an age-old summons, the earth gave way. Beneath the tangled roots of the ancient tree, what lay hidden was not food, nor shelter, nor any immediate source of relief. It was a tiny den. Inside, barely moving, were three tiny, fragile pups, their whimpers soft and shaky. They were her own, the reason for her struggle, the purpose of her pain. Somehow, despite the searing agony in her leg, despite the pounding of her heart threatening to consume her, she had remembered exactly where to find them. She had not abandoned them. She had returned, broken but determined, to reclaim what was most precious to her, to give her all for her young. She nudged them gently, checking each one, licking their fur with tenderness only a mother in such profound pain could give. The pups, sensing her, stirred, letting out faint cries, reaching out with wet noses and eager tongues. Their hunger, their need, was a stark reminder of the responsibility that had brought her back. As the first rays of dawn touched the forest floor, painting the damp earth with hues of gold and rose, the mother wolf ensured her pups were fed. She shared with them the last remnants of her strength, hoping it would be enough to sustain them through the day. She knew she couldn't stay. The wound in her leg throbbed, a constant reminder of the danger she faced. Each moment she spent with them was a precious loan against the inevitable, a bargain with fate. With trembling steps, she moved away from the den, disappearing into the emerald embrace of the jungle. As the day wore on, the pups whimpered softly, their cries echoing their emptiness, both physical and emotional. The hours stretched, each tick-tock a small eternity. The den, once filled with the warmth of a mother's love and the promise of protection, now echoed with vulnerability. Suddenly, a twig snapped. A large male wolf emerged from the thicket, his eyes scanning the den. His gaze was intense, assessing, almost predatory. Tension filled the air. Had the male come to claim the den for himself, to take advantage of the vulnerable pups? Would he devour them, ending their lineage, extinguishing their hope? The very essence of the wild seemed to hold its breath, bracing for action, waiting for the inevitable. Then the male did the unexpected. He approached slowly, cautiously. He sniffed the wounded mother who had recently left, then turned his attention to the pups. His demeanor shifted, his predatory gaze softening, replaced by a tentative curiosity. Moments stretched, each heartbeat resonating with anticipation. The male circled the den, his ears pricked, listening intently. Then, to the astonishment of every creature watching, he lay down beside the pups, forming a protective barrier around them. It was an act that transcended the usual dynamics of the wild, a gesture that spoke of loyalty, of respect, perhaps even of love. The forest, as if sharing in the sentiment, sighed, releasing a collective breath that had been held hostage by suspense. As the days turned into nights and nights yielded 2 days, the forest watched a miracle unfold. The male, who turned out to be the leader of the nearby wolf pack, brought food to the den. He would return with freshly caught prey, ensuring the pups were fed, their bellies full, their cries silenced by He stayed by the den, guarding it, protecting it from any potential threats. His presence alone was a fortress, his loyalty unwavering. Meanwhile, the mother, slowly healing, would emerge from her hiding place. She would bring with her the scent of the wild, the taste of freedom, and the echo of the call of the pack. Upon seeing the pups, she would nuzzle them, checking if they were all right, her eyes shining with a mix of worry and relief. Together, the male and the female, despite their initial solitary natures, formed a bond. It was an alliance born out of necessity, strengthened by circumstance and cemented by an unspoken understanding. Theirs was a partnership that defied the norms of the wild, a testament to the complexities of nature, a silent ode to the instinct of preservation. The forest, with its myriad inhabitants, seemed to understand the gravity of the situation. The deer that once fled at the mere sight of the male wolf now approached the den, leaving offerings of succulent plants and herbs, knowing their medicinal properties. The rabbits that once hopped nervously across the forest floor now brought berries, juicy and ripe, placing them near the den entrance. Even the shyest of creatures felt compelled to contribute, to be part of this extraordinary tale unfolding before their eyes. Weeks turned into months. The pups, under the combined care of their parents, thrived. They grew, their coats becoming thicker, their eyes sharper, their paws more sure. The den, once a symbol of vulnerability, transformed into a nursery of hope, a cradle of new life. The male, with his imposing size and battle-hardened demeanor, taught them the ways of the pack, the art of the hunt, the language of the wild. The female, with her gentle touch and unwavering devotion, instilled in them the values of family, the meaning of loyalty, the importance of courage. As the pups ventured further from the den, their confidence growing with each passing day, the forest erupted in joy. The birds sang with elation, the insects hummed with happiness, the trees rustled with excitement. The cycle of life, so fragile, so precious, so often interrupted in the wild, was playing out before their eyes. And they, the silent witnesses, reveled in it. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, the entire wolf family, parents and pups, stood together at the edge of the clearing. They looked out over the vast expanse of the wild, their home, their kingdom. The male, with a deep rumble in his chest, addressed the pack. He spoke of challenges, of dangers, of the constant struggle for survival. That was their reality. The female, her voice soft, yet firm, spoke of unity, of loyalty, of the strength that lay in their bonds. And the pups, their voices echoing, their parents, pledged to do their best, to face their challenges, to uphold their traditions, to protect their own. The forest, in response, rumbled with approval. The wind carried their words, ensuring every creature within earshot was privy to the pact made under the fading light. This is not a tale of weakness. It's a story of it's a testament to the raw will to survive, the depth of maternal instinct, and the power of unity in the face of adversity. The wolf didn't dig to escape death. She dug to reclaim life. For her, young, for hope, for something the wild still understands. But humans often forget, sacrificed without expecting anything back. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to our channel, Jungle Echoes, Rescue and Mystery. On our channel, real stories from the heart of the wild still live and breathe.